Well, hello, my beautiful people. How are you? I'm going to say hello to a few. Remember, this is a live broadcast, and you have a fast forward button if you are replaying. But I want to say thank you to everybody that replays and tunes in. Welcome to 1111 True Crime. Today, we're going to be talking about the JJB email. Now, I want this email. Okay, let's just get this out of the way right away. Here's my huge, ginormous disclaimer. Nothing, and I mean nothing, in this email has anything showing fact. Nothing. I am not saying I'm sharing an email because I believe there is something truthful about this. I am basically sharing this email because you guys want to see this email. So here's the biggest part of the disclaimer. If you, my lovely, are one of those that would like to wait till trial and see how this plays out, don't be a string bean. Hang around, watch a video, and then get on there and try and hit me up and tear me apart, because that's how you're going to get blocked. So take a hard left right now. This is complete, absolutely finger painting in the dark theory. So I don't want to hear anything. I don't want you hitting at me because I'm not the one saying any of this. All right? But before we get into the JJB email, I have something to show you, my lovelies. So let me get that up for you guys. All right, let's get over to our browser a minute. So remember yesterday I told you guys there was a guy that commented in our post that he was a dumpster driver, that when I was asking about how they removed the bodies, he made a claim that he was the dumpster driver and that they bought a brand new dumpster. Wow. And they literally loaded the bodies in the dumpster on new mattresses in a new dumpster with mattress pads. So I looked it up because I knew I screenshot it. I just didn't know how long ago. It says 12 hours ago, but this was, I'd say a week ago. His handle is Dale Jackson 8719. It says the dumpster truck that they covered up with the blue tarps is what we used. Okay, what we used to remove. I'm 100% sure because I was a driver. Dale Jackson goes on to post, I moved from Moscow, Idaho back to Northeast Iowa, and there was a brand new dumpster used, and the interior was lined with moving pads. I think I said mattress pads. But I wanted to share that with you guys. Like I said, anybody can post anything. I have no clue. But it was wild. You're right, Joyful. Hi, Wildfire. Hi, Super Youper. Welcome, welcome, everybody. I would like you all to welcome my Starlight panel. We have Lucy Lou, Wildfire, Dana Lynn, Lorraine B, June Coggins, Lee McKenna, Moonlight Ray, Super Youper. I think everybody is here. It's a full house. Okay, let's get moving. I just wanted to clarify that, get that out of the way so that you guys saw I don't make things up, because I don't. And then you guys check this out now. I am so proud of all of us for staying on these cases. And there's not a lot of times where I can show you something and go, hey, we're making a difference. But Maryland, I believe it's Maryland, is shutting down their frat and sororities. Undetermined how long. Listen to this.
Follow that big story out of the University of Maryland. The school has ordered fraternities and sororities on the College Park campus to suspend all social and recruitment events. It comes after the school received multiple reports of unsafe activities. Tonight, our Alexis Wainwright went to the university. She shares the latest on the investigation and student reactions.
The University of Maryland says there are some serious allegations about what's happening here. They say some of the activities that took place threaten the safety and well-being of students here.
I was very shocked that something like this would happen.
Students who are too nervous to speak publicly about what's going on are sharing their reactions after the University of Maryland announced misconduct allegations with multiple chapters with the Interfraternity Council and Panhellenic Council and a cease and desist for 37 fraternities and sororities.
Especially since frats and sororities, obviously, they're a big part of campus life and college life, that something like this can essentially, what I think is, slip through the cracks and get to a point where it's so serious.
A university letter sent to WUSA 9 says during an emergency meeting, it was made aware of several incidents, but did not specifically say what exactly happened.
You're living life because it's your life. You get to do what you want. But when stuff happens that endangers the safety and the health of people, it's definitely time to put a stop to everything.
This announcement comes just days after the University of Virginia suspended its Kappa Sigma chapter after an alleged hazing incident that left a student injured back in February. One student says the idea of hazing is just scary.
I don't think it should have happened. It kind of makes people question whether or not the entire idea of this hazing culture or for joining a social frat is something that really needs to exist in the first place.
Some students say they don't agree with how the university is responding to these allegations.
I think it's pretty dumb that they're including every single fraternity and sorority with one mistake.
The letter says the suspension will be in place indefinitely while an investigation takes place. And now there's a sense of emptiness felt by some students as they walk around campus.
Everyone's a bit more upset with the school. I feel like there was definitely a decline in student life and student liveliness after.
Alexis Wainwright, WUSA 9.
And
follow that big story out of the University of Maryland.
Didn't mean to start it over. So, honest to goodness, I mean, we don't know the story, what all happened to make them shut down the sorority and frat. Everything is done. It's on hold while there's this investigation. I think we're going to see that more and more. And it makes me wonder, and that was specifically Greek life, you guys. So it really makes me wonder a lot about what really is the frat and sororities. What are they? They've got this hazing theme surrounding them, secret society surrounding them. It's almost, in my humble opinion, grooming. Okay? Grooming. And that's freaky. That's absolutely freaky. So that's just my humble opinion. But let's go ahead and really dig into this. Now, what I'm going to start with, let me get this ready for you. Okay, let's get this lined up. What we're actually going to start with is some actual truth, because before there is a rumor, there's usually some form of truth. So with that, let me see if I can click this. Well, dang. There we go. And this comes out of NBC 15 News, and it's an Aryan prison gang drug bust. This was dated March 27th, 2023. After the actual homicides, about 5 months. Aryan prison gang drug bust, nearly 2 million doses of fentanyl seized, 24 arrested. Look at this, right? It goes on to say, Tacoma, Washington, Como, a federal investigation into a drug trafficking operation with ties to a white supremacist prison gang led federal agents to seize nearly 2 million doses of fentanyl, more than 200 pounds of methamphetamine, and more than 200 guns. They also made 24 arrests. Federal officials said the operation moved drugs from Mexico through Washington state, Idaho, and Alaska. Let's read that again. Federal officials said the operation moved drugs from Mexico through Washington state, Idaho, and Alaska. Not only are we seeing the drugs coming in from Mexico, but we're also seeing the sheer amount of weapons that we seize. Some of those are going down to Mexico to fuel the violence of the cartels down there in Mexico. Acting Special Agent in Charge Jacob Galvin with the Drug Enforcement Administration in Seattle said, last week, a grand jury indicted 27 individuals involved. Of them, 24 have been arrested and 3 are still wanted. Authorities said those people are, and I would sit here and read all this, but I want to point mainly this out. So, Jesse James Bailey, 39, of Steilacoom, Washington, in custody. But then I go down here and I've got Candace Bailey, 41, of Steilacoom, in custody. What do you want to bet that Candace Bailey and Jesse James Bailey are somehow connected besides this bust, possibly by marriage or blood? I thought it was interesting. I know a guy named Sean Ellis, and he was from Washington, but he would be much older than this, and he lives in Wisconsin. I thought that was weird. Federal officials said in a news conference Monday the organization, which has ties to the Aryan family, a white supremacist prison gang, quote, cultivated a business relationship with a Sinaloa cartel to import and distribute a staggering amount of narcotics. Quote, our combined efforts in this investigation seized enough fentanyl to kill everyone who lives in the city of Tacoma, the city of Seattle, and have enough lethal doses left over to poison additional 500,000 individuals within the Puget Sound region. And I don't know if that's Puget, I don't care, Galvin said. Federal agents said the investigation is ongoing, even after 2 years, and they will also be working to trace the guns seized to see if they were involved in any other crimes. So, right? Is that not crazy? Now, I want to show you this other thing, too, and then I'll come up for chat. So, this is Jesse James Bailey. This is Washington Department of Corrections photo. I'm going to move it so you can get both. I think you can see. And this is a photo from November 27th, 2018. But they're showing you who he is, and this is all those that were arrested. Now, let's see if we can find that Candace Bailey. Oh, there's some of the stuff they got. Look at this guy with the $sign under his eye. Look at all that. Look at this dude. Ronnie Doyle Griffin. Let's say the names so that people know to watch out for people like this. Okay, so you've got Jesse James Bailey, Washington Apartments. This is Gregory Lewis Beers. This is Bryson David Gill. Bryson David Gill. This is approximately 104 pounds of methamphetamine in mustard-colored packaging. Oh, wait, I want to read the bottom of that. Listen to this. 1 kilogram of suspected fentanyl powder and more than 20,000 suspected fentanyl pills. This is Ronnie Doyle Griffin. There's some of the guns. This guy's almost happy to be there. You can see his little smile. Joshua Clip. 650,000 suspected fentanyl pills. 2 pill pressers. Wow. Philip Andrew Borkman. 19 firearms, 1,322 suspected fentanyl-laced pills, and $210,000 in United States currency. Sean Vincent Ellis. 650,000 suspected fentanyl pills. Daniel Ray Hammond, Keegan Riley Larson, Eric Jason Smith, 650,000. I think that's just another picture. Ronald McComb, Sean Michael Marionette, Joseph Lee Hempel, Thomas Michael Carper. I mean, some of these people don't look like any different than people we see at the school. You just can't tell by how someone looks. Except for this dude. He looks scary. Justin Hansen. And this dude. Anthony John Escato. And that's it. All right. So, I'm coming up for air. Let's get you set up here. Let me get this bigger for you. So that way you'll be able to see everything good. Hey, Bellen. How are you guys? Robin Davis Ducksworth says, this is why I have never steered away from the cartel narrative. Wildfire says, he looks eerily familiar. Sherry Cross says, the old owner of the Mad Greek was from Alaska. I have heard that too. I was wondering about the newer owner, a female who put the hammer down on BK ever eating there as part of the organization. I also heard from pretty good source on the YouTube street, doesn't make it fact, it's still rumor, still hearsay. I'm hearing that they're related. The one that took over the restaurant is allegedly related to the previous owner, and it was just done to quiet things down. Hey, Lee McKenna, Christ's sake, that some drug haul makes you wonder if the cartel is involved for entertainment purposes only, she says. Moonlight Ray says, that's why we gotta trust our gut, Mama D. I feel ya. Dana Lynn says, because they are the big dogs and the underdogs are younger and are with a certain tattoo. Oh, dang. All right, you guys, are you ready? I know you've waited forever. Let's get rolling. I've tried to block out so that I don't dox this person, but these are the actual emails, and they're all different shapes. They're all different. This is so chaotic. I am just simply reading an email I have received. I am allowing you into my private emails here, in a sense. And so I would ask respect that you do not criticize me. I don't want to hear those people that take a front row seat, watch the video, and then get on here and say, you know, you do all this for clicks and views. Okay, let me explain this. We do everything for many, many reasons. And one of them is for entertainment purposes only. The other is to get justice for the victim. In this case, I'm telling you right now, face value, this is for entertainment purposes only. I have no back, disclaimer. Got it? So do not hit me. I will literally block your arse. Do not be a string bean. I got in trouble. Nobody liked tater tot because everybody's from Idaho that gets pissed and acts like a tater tot. So they didn't want me to do that because it's a spud land, and I get it. I'm like, okay. I mean, you could call me a dumb cheesehead. I'm from Wisconsin. I would just get over it. But I'm changing it to string bean. Okay. All right, here we go. Linda Ross is here. Sherry Cross. Let's roll. Hi. Okay, first of all, it's so layered. It comes in as forwarded. IDAHO4 drug supply route for King Road, newer version, from Emma talking and Kara B's message to me. So this person is alleging to me, and I say that, alleging that Kara is talking to her. But she says Kara B when it be, I don't understand that because it'd be Kara Northington. So, already I'm like, red flag. It comes in with the subtitle, please cancel my order, blah, blah, blah. Thank you. And I'm like, what? Here we go. Hi, Mama D. I forgot I can't scroll. Okay. Hi, Mama D. My name is blank. And I'm not into conspiracy theories, but this case sounds like one. I can't send all the info I have right now, and to you, it will sound like a conspiracy theory because you are believing the PCA. All 4 were attacked over at Linda Lane and brought back to King Road. Parentheses, some dead. Kaylee was alive until 7 a.m. Stop right there. So she goes on to contradict this statement about Kaylee being alive until 7 a.m., I believe, later on. So pay attention to that because that was my second red flag. I mean, there's a lot, but here we go. A military intelligence informant said they used more than one house. She also said, quote, Steve is not who you think he is. You do not know Steve. She said many things. Okay. She goes on to say, but Emma B talked to a small YT channel, and what she said is way below about the motive, the king, the drug supply, etc. All my IDAHO4 stuff is stuck in my boyfriend's old work email here, and he tried to delete it, so it screwed up and says, please cancel this order. I'm like, okay. I mean, that actually led some credibility to that part of her story to me. All of my IDAHO4, okay. Anyway, it's deep, dark, and demonic what went on that night. I can send you a big post that explains the latest on the 3 crime scene scenario, but it is what is believed to have happened. It's nuts. Best regards. Aw just gave us a huge snooper chat. I can't talk today. You say, I am so glad I found you, 1111 and TC family. Thanks to everyone who researches in so many ways. These cases are for the people who deserve true justice. Thank you, darling. Thank you. Sassy says, since when did Mama D ever say she goes off the PCA? And RD, I know is always down to discuss some conspiracy. I am always open to listening. Wildfire says, thank you very much. Thank you guys. Thank you. Amy Conway, welcome. You say, there is so much intertwined. It's crazy. Hey, Pixie Dot. All right, you guys, here we go. Into the deep, dark, demonic story, and believe me, it is. And I'm not making light of this, because if there is even a sheer part of this true, it's absolutely horrifying. True Crime 1111, way below is a drug supply route that Emma Bailey told truth and translucent. Does she mean transparent? Or is it truth and translucent? Over the last few months. We learned about it 8 weeks or more ago. This has been sent to Ann Taylor, Richard Bittani, I can't say that name, y'all. Bittani, MPD, and even Shannon Gray to give to Steve G so he knows what is being said and he can debunk it. Okay. So allegedly this has even been sent to Steve G. Let's go. Trafficking is going on. Well, we obviously know that, you guys, and we do know that drugs, sex, and trafficking is all related. And FBI has an operation going on to look into drug, human, sex, and child trafficking in the state, and it will go into other states and countries. Now, you guys, locals have told me before the homicides, the quadruple homicide, locals have said, and it's come from all walks of life, have said, not only in Washington, but not only near Pullman, but also in Moscow, they were seeing black tinted vehicles that they thought were FBI. or DEA or something like that before the crime actually took place. So a lot of the locals are like, is there some sort of investigation already going on? Now just keep in mind, I just read you about the bus that happens in March of 2023. Hold on. Jackson, Mississippi and Lucky. I get that you want to, kill the rubber or the rope duck, but can you guys just back up a little? Mommy's working. Thank you. Sorry, guys. They've got to learn manners. All right, before we get into the Dan Etsy thing, which this gets crazy, I'm going to come up for air on top side, and I want to hear from you guys what's going on in your mind, because that's a lot. Remember, Steve G, and I'll go get it if I don't have it here. Let's see, dumpster dive, no. Okay, let's go get that Steve G thing. I think it's here. Where does Steve G have that with Kaylee? I just got it. Hold on, you guys. Give me a minute. You know, one of those moments where you really, really want something quick. Oh, this is something I do have to show. Hold on. Give me a hot minute. I want you to read this. For those of you that are screaming at me in the comments saying that Steve G identified his daughter because everybody heard it. I looked everywhere. It's been scrubbed, if that's true. But I also heard very clearly, and I have it all together, and if I have to make a whole video for you guys, I can. But he says the reason he knew about the big gouges is because the coroner told him. And he says, Kaylee's father says, I haven't earned the ability to grieve the way I want to grieve. Kaylee's father continued, quote, I want to be able to just have justice first. Even more tragic is the fact that Steve revealed his daughter remains were returned to him and his wife, Christy Gonsalves, in an urn days following the quadruple murder in Moscow, Idaho, on the morning of Sunday, November 13th. So let me ask you something. When they say is the fact that Steve revealed his daughter's remains were returned to him and his wife in an urn, are they implying that that was a shock to the family? I'm throwing it out there. All right, make a million comments and call me crazy, but I had to throw it out there. Okay, what was I looking for? This is why I never get anywhere. Okay, hold on. Cop whistling. A lot about Adam Latta, right? Didn't I have a little video about how Kaylee was researching child trafficking? Well, anyway, go watch yesterday's video. I can't find it. Sorry, guys. I can't find it. All right. So, Fallon says, has been suggested narrative K may have been an informant. If so, would explain court gagged like none other in history, and Fry, FBI prosecution, running around in panic if this happened on their watch. Exactly. Boom. You get a gold star, Fallon. It is truth and translucent. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you. Oh. Not translucent. Transparency. Well, y'all don't know either. I think it's transparency. Sin City says, hey, Mama D, you're late? You're never late. Robin Davis Ducksworth says, I knew it. Carrot and Maddie's mom in trouble with drugs, yet out walking. Kids get offed. Then Emma gets busted. Then prison bust happened. SG looks like Bailey. He comes off as distraction, talking a lot. Whew, that was a mouthful. Joanna says, agree about the human trafficking. I live 30 miles away from the Idaho border in Utah, and there have been so many human trafficking busts here in Utah. Okay, Gemini65 says, I heard about the FBI before. Joanne says the DOJ needs to investigate the investigators who investigated the case. That's a lot of investigation, right? while buyer says the G's saw pictures, not the body. Okay, so if that's true, I'm just saying, that's not the same. I mean, Photoshop happens all the time. Lee McKenna, I think I sent you an email about that, Danny. It shows Kaylee walking to the house at the bottom of the road with a bag. Oh, okay. Well, we're going to get into it. Here we go. Yep, truth and transparency. Thank you, Wildfire. Thank you. That's what I thought, too. She does a good job, I guess, from what I hear. I personally haven't been over there much. Here we go. She goes on. So it says but. So I want to see. Okay, where were we? I clicked off of it for a minute. All right, I'm ready. Get ready. Dan Etsy, Scott Perky are the former homeowners, and they are big-time traffickers. Scott Perky has over 455 businesses under his name, and over 200 are still in business. They have all kinds of trafficking going on. Neeks Peaks has info on trafficking, and Luna Nor and you too. Now, when she says you too, what I have that bothers me are a couple things that I haven't went real loud with, which is that I have Xana saying that she worked for Blue Skies, which would be connected to Dan Etsy allegedly through Realty, which bothered me. I have Xana saying that out of her own mouth. And then after I revealed that, a LinkedIn account of mine that is a bogey got hit by Dan Etsy. So I thought that was weird. Here we go. Kaylee allegedly was digging too deep into human trafficking and pissed off some powerful people who don't want the money to stop from trafficking. Kaylee and Maddie were both talking too much about drug and human trafficking too. This was supposed to be, quote, a shakedown to shut them up, and I don't think they were to be killed. See, this is where I would venture out that they probably weren't, because I don't believe traffickers are going to kill females. I believe they would grab them, but that's just my opinion. Here we go. Someone went nuts and went into overkill, and that might have happened too. Maybe the Moscow Slayer, ex-SEAL friend of Brent Kopacka, that CIA lady said was there, but we never hear about it. Everything's alleged, you guys. Do not hit me. It goes on to say the same thing happened to others who spoke out. Hannah Clear, Hudson Lindo, Caden Young, all killed with dirty drugs. There are several motives, but the main one that triggered Jesse James Bailey to put a hit on the house and the IDAHO4 was a big debt of $700,000 from trafficking proceeds the king owed his boss, JJB. Kara Kay was talking to me before she went back into jail, but I didn't know about the $700,000 debt when we talked before Christmas. It's below, way below. All this has been sent long ago to all the authorities. Sorry, but this is where the info has led us to. I guess we will wait for the trial. P.S. Emma B. said, quote, organs were taken to pay back the $700,000 debt owed to JJB. Sherry Krause says, could that be why Kaylee's LinkedIn disappeared? Boom! You get a gold star. Dang. Bella needed a gold star. Good thing you got one, lovely. Lee McKenna says, I need to pull me off my kid. I needed to pull me off my kid. What? I don't know what that means, hon. Oh my gosh, you guys. If someone had my child cremated without my say, I'd be making sure the entire world knew about it and pressing charges. See, I have heard, allegedly. No, I have heard. Okay. I have heard, not allegedly I heard. I did hear. Fact, I did hear. Allegedly that they are suing the University of Moscow Police Department. I'm wondering, that could be why. I don't know. So if it turns out that they were handed an urn with ashes and it surprised them and that they had no control of that, then right there, we know damn well something's wrong with the whole quadruple murder homicide, in my opinion. And it freaks me out. Okay, Balance says there is both a truth and transparency and a truth and translucent. Thank you, Balance, for straightening that out. Thank you, Wildfire. Thank you both. Lee McKenna says, do you think that Maddie and Kaylee flushed the drugs and told Adam they're going to get you for that? Tor16 says Caden allegedly got bad drugs from Dee and Emma. Aw, Lee says, I was saying you'd have to pull me off my kid having to identify him. Aw, love. Lucy Lou Who says, I thought Christy G said in an interview that they were only allowed to ID the body through pictures. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. See, everybody gets in my comments and they're like, Steve G identified his child. Why are you creating such havoc? Why are you? And I'm like, wait a minute. I can't find that anywhere, and I've never heard that, and I've been in this case since the beginning. And I certainly don't claim to know all the rumors or all the things said or anything like that. But I can't believe I wouldn't have heard that by now. Like, where's that coming from? So I look it up, and then I find out that it's because they think he saw the bodies because he can describe the wounds. So I go look it up, and it's Steve G is saying, the coroner told me, okay, told my 17-year-old daughter about these open gouges. All right, so that's how he knows. It does remind me, Sassy, of Carmen Botwell. Amen. I keep saying deja vu. Mark my words. This is very similar to the Steve Avery case. I would too, Torta16 says, I would demand to see my kid. Absolutely. Balance says, have heard the FBI and informants send messages and code through LinkedIn. Reasons K's LinkedIn may have disappeared quickly. Boom! Balance, you're going to have like 5 gold stars at this rate. You've already got 2 for the night. Amy Conway says, Joanne, remember in the beginning, Maddie was mad a week before Flush, a sorority semester, got bad stuff. Creepy creep. Barking at the Moon says, here's a novel theory. All of them are in witness protection. We can only pray for that. They would not even tell those people's families if they are truly in witness protection. No one would know, including they themselves would not know where the others are. You literally start square one. And you're never found out again. Unless you have to testify, right? Wildfire says, in my opinion, the girls are alive for entertainment purposes. We never seen them removed, and the families didn't get that to ID them. Y'all, they didn't even have decent funerals. Okay? Now, some of you pronounce it Gonsalves. Some of you say Goncalves. And you're both correcting me. So knock it off. I don't want to hear it. And I'm sorry I'm being all like this, but I know this video is going to trigger a lot of like people just blah, that are not used to our channel. And by the way, and again, disclaimer, I'm not saying any of this is true. I agree, Lee McKenna. Putting my kid in a box would end me too, lovely. Claire Lewis Davis, good to see you. Could BK be a cover while the investigation is running in the background? Interesting. Interesting. Okay, let's get back into the story. So, P.S. Emma B. said, quote, organs were taken to pay back the $700,000 debt owed to JJB. This gets really wild. Again, I got another email. Please cancel my order. Thank you. Here we go. Maddie had to be added to bodies coming back from Linda Lane at 4:30 a.m. in a big black truck. All right. The bold paragraph has not been updated yet from Maddie being killed at King Road to Linda Lane. Sleep off that detail. It is described in the other email sent, but needs to be updated. So I don't know what that means, but number 9, allegedly as stabbing her, but don't know who did other injuries to her, and think DR, all right, you know who that is, Demetrius, shot her in face with police beanbag gun in back of police car. Why would Demetrius be shooting into a police car? See, I don't get that. So that lost me. Here we go again. Different email. Please cancel my order. We've been talking about everything we found, and she said she has some people that help sleuth. She's talking either about Emma Bailey. Oh, she's talking about Kara. Allegedly, right? We don't really know. We've been talking about everything we found, and she said she has some people that help sleuth. I think I told her that Maddie flushed $70,000 in drugs, not $275,000 or $100,000, but we didn't know the whole drug supply chain that Emma B. revealed. When I talked to Kara, we didn't know that Steve owed $700,000 to JJB, and that is why he hit the house in IDAHO4. Number 1, Steve G. supplies drugs to Moscow and Coeur d'Alene. Number 2, remember, everything is just in this email is alleged in somebody else's claim. Steve used Kaylee to bring drugs to school. Number 3, Xana and Jeff bought drugs from Steve and Kaylee. Number 4, Steve works under Jesse James Bailey. Number 5, JJB loans the drugs to the house and expects to be paid in cash. Number 6, Maddie flushed $70,000 in drugs about 3 weeks before. So now it's back to $70,000, but it gets changed down here. All right. Number 7, Xana saved some drugs from Maddie by putting them in a hole in the wall. It fell into the structure of the house. Number 8, JJB sent D and E, Demetrius and Emma Bailey, to find the missing drugs. Demetrius couldn't reach them, so he told JJB, and he was pissed. Whoops. Number 9, the parents of DM and BF paid D, Demetrius, to pay JJB to save their lives. Number 10, Emma said Steve owed $70,000. Try $700,000. He owed $700,000 to JJB. And there's way more to go, but I'm going to take a breather and get a drink and see what you guys are thinking. Lucy Lou says this case is so messed up. I agree. Who is JJB? Jesse James Bailey, Taurus Love. The gentleman I showed that got busted in March of 2023 in, I believe it was Spokane, Washington. It was from Washington, that allegedly goes through all these locations and huge fentanyl. You need to watch it from the beginning, you guys. That's why I was showing you the photograph of JJB. Yay, more gold stars, says Fallon. Is any of this true? I don't know. I am not claiming. Amy Cantwell in my cafe, damn it. All right, you guys, we've got over 650 watching. I would ask at this point that you honor us with your love and rub a little love over there on the like for us. All right? Thank you so much. Dana Lynn says, go back to Ian Harsh, seeing that black high dollar ride on the corner at King and Queen Road at 1:30 a.m. That ride was seen leaving Linda Lane at 4:32 a.m. That ride is a black Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon. Continued. Ooh, you get a gold star, Dana Lynn. You got a gold star. Boom. All right, you guys, are you ready to continue? Yep, we only have 147 out of 673. Well, we could always do this continued. I could come back tomorrow and we could finish it then. I'm joking. I'd still give it to you. I have to tease you sometimes. Lee McKenna says, hope this person has proof of this, which they're bringing up. It's a good story they're spewing out. It's crazy. It's going to get really, really wild. Dana Lynn says DR was in that MB. The pics have been deleted off IG. Amy Conway says, I've always thought, Sherry, those girls were put in there in August to be watchers and spies. Like moles. Double agents? I don't know. Right. Bellin says, at Taurus, Jesse James Bailey, head of drug gang that was busted along with the others, so may want to get back at the informants. Right? Taurus 16 says, it does look like more of a drug hit than a crazed lone stalker. Lee McKinnon swearing, no, she isn't. She said, no, Danny. I thought she said, no, damn it. No, she says, no, Danny, don't leave us now. I wouldn't, lovely. I wouldn't. Here we go. Number 11. Steve loaded up Kaylee's Range Rover with a new supply for Xana, but it was all in vain. Number 12. JJB ordered a hit on SG, but guess he couldn't catch him. See, I doubt that's the problem. Okay, anyway, number 13, JJB ordered 2 cartel leaders. Doug from Washington, he's the one that framed BK, started it in 2016. Do what? Anyway, and cartel leader John, maybe Gallo, and their crews to handle the hit on the house in IDAHO4. JJB wanted to burn the place down. Now, that is an interesting statement. Doesn't mean it's true. Learn to discern, you guys. Like I said, this is for absolute entertainment purposes only. I am not alleging any fact of any kind. Number 14. This was a war between Etsy Perky, JJB, and King Gonzo over trafficking proceeds. Interesting they'd say Gonzo because Steve allegedly just let go or got, what do you call that? Leaked? Right. There's leaked Steve G messages that Brat from TikTok ended up somehow sharing or got out of her control that were private between a TikToker named Brat and Steve G, allegedly. So it's interesting because that is, Gonzo is the name of Steve G's alleged page over in those leaked messages. You know, do you remember watching The Days of Our Lives? Because this is what this feels like. Joyful, I can't share who wrote this. It wasn't Dot. Robin Davis Duckworth says, because Doug used to live out by Brian, and I believe one of the house owners. Well, this could be true. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. Okay, ready? Number 14, this was war between Etsy Perky, JJB, and King Gonzo over trafficking proceeds. Number 15, it is looking bad for 1122 King Road. They were engaged in drug, human sex, and child trafficking, quote, or parentheses, not quote, parentheses. This mainly was Etsy Perky, all kinds, sex and child, especially JJB, all, and King Gonzo, drug, human, and maybe sex trafficking. Number 16, Steve Gonsalves Goncalves, Kyle Payme, in bed with Scott Perky, so maybe all kinds of trafficking. Allegedly, says that person. Somehow, number 17, somehow, Steve G ran up a $700,000 debt to JJB. Number 18, JJB ordered the hit on the house in the IDAHO4. JJB came to town and he personally shot Kaylee in the face with a police beanbag shot to the face at 3:55 a.m. at Linda Lane, with Murphy watching. Kaylee's face was all broken, and JJB allegedly said, "This is a personal message to the family." Yet Kaylee survived. Take a deep breath. I'm going to try to hurry through this because I don't like reading this stuff. Number 19. They put Kaylee allegedly naked from the waist down and Ethan in a car. I think it is JJB's BMW. Because people said they saw Kaylee and Murphy in there by the dumpster. Xana is in a fight club or apartment to parade them down Linda Lane and past Banfield, filled with Odinus in hoods, robes, and costumes, sacrificing animals, and tried to kill a human, but got away for their, quote, final farewell. Parentheses, this is probably where the alleged 300 people who paid $6 to watch the murder show. Someone has proof Steve Jr. paid to watch. Number 20. Let's just take a breather. We'll keep going. Jennifer McLaughlin says, I just can't. I told you guys, this is absolute, like my head just starts pounding. Amy Conway says, the owner of 1122 in the white car in Oregon knew what they were doing, gave 1122 to the university to protect all. Well, I want to bring you into something. I will tell you. They started having problems with the university that they're running out of places to be able to put school. And they even closed down like the volunteer soup kitchen there, Bloom's. I believe it's called Bloom's. They closed that down when they were getting to pay a really cheap rent and stuff. It was like a soup kitchen kind of thing. They closed that down to put in a little library for the school. And it's very tiny little school-like library. It doesn't even... Anyway, they were fighting so hard to get any tiny little property that they can use for schooling, for college. And that really bothered me. Robin Davis Duxworth says JJB is goopy as F to front so much product and let him run that bill up like that, in her opinion. Dana Lynn says, I believe EB and DR rolled on JJB to get out of the charge for giving that kid fentanyl that killed him. They just walked away and ran to Arizona. And that you could be very, very much right on that, in my opinion. Lee McKenna says, remember, we were told there was 400 witnesses. Do you think the girls could have been doing OnlyFans? Just asking. Amy Conway says, there's a video on Neeks Peaks, Kaylee looking in a phone with Maddie. Oh my God, breaks my heart. Robin Davis Duxworth says, Danny is telling the truth about the housing crisis. All right, you guys, here we go. Let's continue. I kid you not when I say I'm halfway in this email. Let me grab a drink before we start, my darlings. I told you it was extremely long. Number 20. They brought Maddie, Xana, Ethan and Kaylee back to King Road, maybe in that black truck, or maybe the truck and the BMW car around 4:30 a.m. This has been updated 2/20/24. Maddie there too at LL. Subnote 1, JJB said to stick them in their room and something about carve up Kaylee. Another number 1. In my opinion, Ethan may have been dead at 3:01 a.m. Banfield, third crime scene, or 4:14 a.m. thud back at the house. Number 1, Santa lived until 6 a.m., Kaylee until 7 a.m., and Maddie was killed first around 2:40 to 2:50 a.m. So I was wrong. In the beginning of this email, I thought she was saying Maddie was kept up. So she is saying Kaylee made it till 7 consistently. I will say that. So let's reread this. Santa lived until 6 a.m., Kaylee until 7 a.m., and Maddie was killed first around 2:40 to 2:50 a.m. Kaylee was held back and then saw Maddie sprawled on floor where a panel opens to long ladder to basement rooms. This is from Tim Ooh and Open Source Intelligence Personal. OSIPS review and live stream to ID mass killers need to be updated. Linda Lane info. I don't know what that means, y'all. Open Source Intelligence Personnel. I don't know. Here we go. These are all number 1, so I'm not going to say it. Emma said that, quote, according to this emailer, the IDAHO4 were left without their kidneys. We've heard they took some of their eyes too, and Ethan's tongue and other organs. Michelle, Lee, and Bubbly studied organ trafficking last year. Number 1, Cody Funk, Grangerville coroner, allegedly came to town to remove kidneys, eyes, organs, and hand over to Dr. Steve Bry. Now, hold on a moment. I do also want to say that I myself, I will have to try to find the photo, but I just recently, and I don't know if I grabbed a screenshot or not. I hope to God I did. But I do have Bethany Funk at a Mason Lodge. Okay? Now, she's with parents, and they've got the Mason Lodge thing up on the thing. It really looks like it. So it's all alleged, but when I hear Cody Funk allegedly came to town to remove kidneys, eyes, organs, and hand over to Dr. Steve Bry, immediately I'm thinking, that's crazy crap. But then I'm thinking of Funk, and I'm thinking of seeing the picture, which looked like the Freemason Lodge. I'm like, what? This is horrifying. Yes, this week is absolutely some horrifying shit. But even if this isn't true, you guys, I had somebody tell me it's the 21st century, I needed to get a grip, that there is no such thing as women without passports in countries at this age, at 2021, that can't get home. You guys, I want you to open your eyes and go watch what really is going on. They take the girls, and I'm not talking these girls, I'm talking sex traffic victims they take to another country. They know no one. They do not know where they are. They cannot speak the language. They have absolutely no money. They're kept drugged, very little food, and they have no way to even get out of the country legally because they have no identification whatsoever. That is actually occurring. There are busts on that all the time. So don't come on here and try to spew your crap about how I make up crap for clicks and views. That is a fact. Do your research. Learn about our world. Okay? Just saying. Emma said that the IDAHO4 were left without their kidneys. We've also heard they took their eyes too, Ethan's tongue and other organs. Michelle Lee and Bubbly studied organ trafficking last year. Cody Funk, Grangeville coroner, allegedly came to town to remove kidneys, eyes, organs, and hand over to Dr. Steve Bry. Wonder why the 8-hour delay? Because they needed to wait for them to all die and steal their body parts. Oh, Lord. I can't wait to be done with this crap. Number 2, We finally get a number 2. We're going to go to 3 and then back to 1. Don't ask me. Steve G is believed to have moved up in the hierarchy after JJB went to prison. Some say he is a cartel leader of Washington, Idaho, Mexico drug cartel empire, but others say he is still staying as king. Others say he is on the down low because the FBI are watching him. Number 3. DREB. Okay, allegedly, what do we got for names here? Let's look at this. Demetrius Robinson, Emma Bailey, Quinn Kelly, Dylan Mortensen, and Bethany Funk, according to this person that's emailing me, says, and many more, belong in prison, brat guys, sororities, and drug dealers, etc. We're back to number 1. Now, I know what it meant by Kaylee and Maddie wanted out of the life they were forced into. When did that get said? That's interesting. Okay. We're on to number 4. A military intelligence informant said, quote, Steve is not who you think he is. You don't know Steve. Number 5. Emma said the only way JJB could get the money back to Steve was extort him was through taking their organs. Number 6. Sorry, I can no longer feel sorry for the G family, says this emailer. King Gonzo belongs in the big house. Instead, he's planning on buying a house in Puerto Rico and get out of this disaster he is in. Now, I do know that Steve did vacation there. Maybe that's where they got that from. I don't know. King Gonzo wants BK to die by firing squad. True statement. Number 9. Now, how did he get into that $700,000 debt? Get ready, you guys. Did he buy a yacht? A house at Priest Lake? Or did he invest into Hex FTX that crashed on 11/12/2022? Now, I looked up Hex, and it was crashing around that time, and then it went back up, and then it went back down. But I'm going to tell you, it got to be to where people felt like it was a huge damn scam. And I don't know the details of it. I skimmed the surface to see what the hell it was about. And I find it strange because Steve did have on the hat in the interview with the hex symbol, the logo. That's just weird, right? Kara Kernoodle didn't know about the $700,000 debt because if she did, she wouldn't have said Steve should get some dollars from MPD and U of I. This is Kara's message below, and that shows guilt to us all. Now, what I'm about to read you, this emailer, this anonymous emailer, they're not anonymous. They gave me their name. I'm protecting them because I will not dox people on my channel that aren't already in the story, right? But if this person started doing something, I will reveal their name that they gave me. I'm just saying, if they do anything they shouldn't, I don't want no harassment on my people, so watch yourself. But anyway, yeah, we're about to read this email, and this is allegedly from Kara. Also sign that Moon Lodge was Sigma sign. Right, Bellin? Oh, Lord Lee, that's horrible. I'm not even going to read that. That gets too much into body parts. Oh, Lord. Okay, SimCity says, Drip Drop did some digging on hacks and made a video and mentioned the bed hat. The bed hat the SG was wearing. The baseball hat. All right, let's get going. This allegedly was mailed at December 31st, 23. So this wouldn't have been too long ago. So it says, hey, I'm sorry. I've been sick as a dog since before Christmas with really bad flu. I know I wish I could have done something, but I was so effing sick I couldn't get out of bed about the demolition. This is all so crazy, but you know what? Steve and his wife offered Jeff to pay for Xana's funeral, which I thought was strange. And not only that, him and my other ex-husband, Randy, paid for my attorney representing me in this case. And she has not done shit for me. I am seriously going to be seeking another lawyer because I am suing the shit out of that police department and the university for this. And if what you are saying is true, then Steve G can get some of that too. I don't give a F. I am not scared, and I happen to know all about these effing crooked cops and crooked ass drug dealers, and let me tell you, my daughter was the wrong girl to mess with. I hate to say this, but all of what you're saying makes sense because Jeff won't talk to me and hasn't since he told me Xana was dead. I know he is using again because he admitted it to me when he told me of the news. Not like I couldn't tell right off the bat anyway. I know him better than he knows himself. What the F kind of father does this to his daughter and her friends? It all makes sense. It's so weird. A friend of mine is a psychic, and about a month and a half ago, Xana came through, and I didn't understand it at the time. But she said one of the fathers was involved and that they would use Ethan to get to Xana to cooperate because they knew how much they loved each other. I don't know, just a lot of stuff that's making more sense now. Now, this is going back to the poster, not Kara. This is the person that emailed me. It says in parentheses, the one that allegedly spouts conspiracy theories. Guess what? I've had only one theory since April 2023. A drug trafficking ring shakedown turned into a murderous rampage raid. Then she gives me links. So I put the links down below for you. This is one called Robert Howling's video. This info should go into, and I can't even tell you how hard that is to watch. And then she says, do I have to start my own channel to get someone to wake up to the two crime scene scenarios? Here's a short version, and then she gives me this. So here we go. Get ready, you guys. I feel a storm coming. Hold on. I definitely do not want the sound on this. Okay. Let me open this up and get the sound muted so we don't get no copies. Okay. And it's hard to see because it is on TikTok. So give me a minute. Oh, it's disappearing right before my eyes. Okay. Hold on. Let's go back here. Here's what it says. This was posted by Criminal Mind HOL 5. Back, when does it say? October 30th, 23. The timeline. Banfield is 1 hour in front. When you take the 1 hour off, everything fits into 11:40 p.m. EC pays JK for a lift to 11:22. 11:45 p.m. Drunk sorority girl. Drunk sorry girl, meaning sorority, causes hit and run outside BK's apartment. 11:45 p.m. That is true, you guys. Ellie at brat party Pullman for a disturbance. Brat boys in fight with BK because he will not be cleaner. 11:46 p.m. I don't know what that means. BK seen heard on floor with PC Willis report. Says he was escorted to ER for drugs use at 12 a.m. So this person's claiming that on the very night of the murders that BK is escorted to the ER for drug use. I don't even get this shit. Okay, 11:22. Okay, Xana has a call with her dad, 12:28 a.m. All right. EKEC enters Linda Lane, 1 a.m. EC XK, Linda Lane. Girl arrives at Grub Trucks. Girl leaves Grub Trucks, 1:56 a.m. 11:22, girls get home. SG has a video of this. Interesting connotation. 2 a.m. Girls take Murphy for a walk. SG has a video. And that's interesting because we do hear somebody whistling for Murphy. We also heard Jack and Kaylee, their names being said. XXL Taco Grub Cell picture. Speedo S. Banfield cell phone, same picture. This proves that Banfield is 1 hour in front. XXL Taco cannot be at the Grub Truck at 3:12 a.m. because Grub Truck closes at 2:30 a.m. No report of KG and MM returning to the house, 2:09 to 2:13 a.m. Screaming from a distance, MM and KG from LL video, 2:12 a.m. Lad's expression at Banfield, 2:12 a.m. Black SUV passes Banfield at 2:35 a.m. Banfield runners include MM and KG. Hey, Coco, welcome to Starlight Seas, my darling. 20:21 a.m. MM and KG pleading and screaming at LL at Linda Lane, 2:26 a.m. to 2:44 a.m. KG calls JD 10 times. Calls are not answered. This did happen, but by the Clear Up team, 3 a.m. Apparently 911 call, but why 911 when LA state crimes happen between 4 and 4:26 a.m.? This may be true, but done by Clearer Up team to fake a timeline. 3:14 a.m. Man at dumpster, Linda Lane, been suggested knife was positive there. Man walks flats, 3:15 a.m. KG tied to a chair at 3:49 a.m. Linda Lane man says, let's go, 3:45 a.m. White car seen on CCTV at the gas station traveling at speed only takes 5 or 6 minutes to reach Linda Lane, 3:56 a.m. Linda Lane car pulls up. And then one more page on this. 3:57 a.m. KG attacked by cartel. Where is the timing of XK ringing the DoorDash? 4 a.m. KG paraded. I have the picture EC also in the car. I have the picture car maybe being driven by someone with no balls. 4 a.m. Xana DoorDash delivery. One call BS LE uses to start the fake timeline to throw people off at 4:04 a.m. King Road, the LE put report out that the white Hyundai Elantra seen going past 1122 a few times along a 3-point turn, which is KG being paraded, I believe, at 4:12 a.m. Oh, God. Oh, Lord help me. Xana posts on TikTok, this is true, but it is done by the Clear Up team and a fake timeline by the LA. 4:23 a.m. SUV leaves LL. Linda Lane. Someone enters from the right side, not the left side of the vehicle, as people are stating this person is dark and with a criminal background. All right? So, that's that. And then, these are links you can go check out yourself. This is a TikToker. We're going to click it real quick. And I don't have to read it. Thank God. I have no idea what they're talking about. This looks like some macrame blanket. I do not understand this. Y'all, I cannot see a damn thing here. To me, it looks like some sort of an art project my kid did in school. Okay, so I don't know what that post is, but the link is there, and feel free to sort it out. That's just not something I can do. Here's when Brian Kohlberger was arrested on 11/12/22 at 11:45 p.m. by Pullman PD for a fight at the frat house because he refused to be cleaner. He was brought by ambulance to ER. Where was BK that night? Jail? They hid the files, according to this person. That's him saying there's a lot going on. Maybe he's got his nose broke there. So did they release him, and was he driving around, or was he in the ER or jail? Wonder if AR can ask him, say yes or no. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to let you watch this. Hold on. Let me get it so you can see it, actually. It's weird. Okay. No. It's filmed so strangely. I can't. Shoot. I should have recorded this for you guys. Maybe if I shrink it up. There we go. Let me start it over for you. Now, I'm not playing the sound. Well, let me check. I'm going to mute and see if they're up. I'll play the music for a minute. I want to be able to hear the sound. Let's see. Is it sound?
Doing my program last week.
Officer Willis? Yes.
Yep. What did I tell you in that program?
I guess there is no sound.
Come on, man.
Or am I doing wrong?
So there's a lot going on right now.
I understand that, but
He's going to get some tickets tonight.
are you please? It is a good song. In towns like this, all else fails, just go 25 because it's likely the case. It's just low speeds here, you know, small town and all that. All right, just give me a few minutes to document the stop, and I'll be right back with you, okay? Thanks.
We stopped the vehicle, Washington plate when you're ready.
Yes, thank
All right, have a good night. Enjoy Pullman. Have a
Don't
good
have too
time.
much fun.
So there's a lot going on right now.
I understand that, but
He's going to get some tickets tonight.
are you in?
Did you hear it? Some guy says, so there's a lot going on right now. And the guy says, I understand that. You're going to get some tickets. All right. So let me rewind it a little bit before that. Right here. Here we go.
So there's a lot going on right now.
I understand that, but
He's going to get some tickets tonight.
are you in?
I am.
Okay. Were you at my program last week?
Officer Willis? Yes.
Yep. What did I tell you in that program? Come on, man. It's cold. I wouldn't be out here unless I had to be.
I mean, I'm not wearing a shirt on this. I'm a clown chaser. I just want to be on film for the Officer Willis show. You know what I mean?
You're on it.
I'm on it. I'm excited. I'm here.
A cloud chaser. That's the first time I've heard that. That's funny.
Proper response for an injury accident in the area 1560 Northeast Brandyway, The Grove. Time now 2341. First party witness. Patients are lying on the ground screaming.
6-3, you got 2 patients laying on the ground. What response do you have? Medics coming.
Pullman 481, we've got a damaged fire hydrant. We're going to need somebody to come out from water to try to seal it off.
So we had a caller call in and report that a vehicle struck 2 pedestrians, almost hit a third, struck a fire hydrant, and then left the scene. We had officers and obviously the ambulance respond to the scene, discovered 2 people that had been struck by what we determined later to be a large dark-colored SUV. Those people were both transported to the hospital. I believe they should recover from their injuries. A third person jumped out of the way, or they would have been struck as well. The fire hydrant, we had to have the city come shut it off. It was actually about to erode an entire hill based on the quantity of water coming.
Okay, you guys, this is the actual accident that was right outside Brian Kohlberger's apartment when he left at 2:44 a.m. allegedly, according to the prosecution, to head over to do the quadruple homicides. This is the shit that was going on outside the house, the apartment, allegedly. Okay? So listen to it again. Here we go. I'm not going to get into the whole water department thing again. So allegedly, a sorority girl was drunk driving and hit 2 pedestrians, you guys. All right? So here we go. This is allegedly the accident that is supposed to be happening right outside Kohlberger's apartment. And allegedly also how they knew that it was his car in some way. So here you go.
Please. It is a good song. It is a good song. In towns like this, all else fails, just go 25 because it's likely the case. It's just low speeds here, you know, small town and all that. All right, just give me a few minutes to document the stop and I'll be right back with you, okay? Thanks.
We stopped the vehicle, Washington plate when you're ready.
Yes,
All right, have a good night. Enjoy Pullman. Have a good
Don't have
time.
too much fun.
So there's a lot going on right now.
I understand that, but
He's going to get some tickets.
Listen close. This is allegedly this person that emailed us this and has gone through this entire scenario. And the person, a different person, this person is alleging this is actually BK. Listen close. All right, here we go. Listen to what the cop says to him. Weren't you in my program this afternoon? Okay, listen to this.
So there's a lot going on right now.
I understand that, but
He's going to get some tickets tonight.
are you in?
I am.
Okay, were you at my program last week?
Officer Willis? Yes.
Yep. What did I tell you in that program?
Sorry.
Come on, man. It's cold. I wouldn't be out here unless I had to be.
I'm not wearing a shirt on this. I'm a cloud chaser. I just want to be on film for the Officer Willis show. You know what I mean?
You're on it.
I'm on it. I'm excited. I'm here.
A cloud chaser. That's the first time I've heard that. That's funny.
Proper response for an injury accident in the area 1560 Northeast Brandy Way, The Grove. Time now 2341. First party witness. Patients are lying on the ground screaming.
6-3, got 2 patients laying on the ground. What response do you have? Medics coming.
Pullman 481, we've got a damaged fire hydrant. We're going to need somebody to come out from water to try to seal it off.
So we.
And there you have that. And I think she has one more link, and then I'll come up to top side. Let's see. Oh, nope, that was it. We're done. Woo, we did it. I'm coming up to say hello to everybody. Lee McKenna says, stop a vehicle, Washington, play it when you're ready. Oh, Lord. I don't know what was so funny by them cops. Okay. Stephanie Dimlow says, Stevie bothers me. Always wondered if he was involved. Seems to be too involved, like a narcissist personality. He seems controlling, too, and being in front of the narrative. I've never seen that protective of a dad before. But then, you know, but I always kind of do get like, you don't know who my father is, kind of feeling like mafia, because he's like, I paid my dues, you know, don't make me do it. You know, he comes off tough guy shit. And he has a right to be angry, but it just seems so strange the way he talks. But I'm not judging him. I'm just taking notes. Just saying. Taurus 16, honey, we don't know if that was Brian or not. We have no idea. And that could be what Ann Taylor is trying to get the details on for, like, who was there that night at that place, to see if somebody could say, well, Brian was standing right here with us at this accident. I don't know. I have no idea. I couldn't hear after the cop is, where are you in my class? Yeah, I don't know. It trailed off. What are you talking about? Like a girl? What is that sound? Like a girl crying with duct tape on her mouth. What? Lord, I have no idea. Yeah. I did put the links in the, you have to go to the description and then click down, and then you guys can go to all the links, okay? Yes, 2 pedestrians were hit, so it could have been a girl that was crying. Or it could have been the girl that hit the 2 pedestrians. So I don't know. Well, if you guys are looking for tarot readings, you know where the members is. We're having one this Saturday. You guys let me know by putting comments down below. That is something we can do. I have a blue, what is that? Oh. I have a blue dot on my YouTube, which I've never had before. Joanne says probably ladies who were hit are the ones crying. Yeah, it very well could be. You are so welcome. Always want you to be able to go look up the stuff yourself, too. Coco says people went to the hospital with stab wounds also, in my opinion. Well, you could be right. You guys, we are at an hour 25. I want to say thank you so much for putting up with me. Like I said, everything said here is absolutely, it's just our opinion. It's just expressing theories, right? So like I said before, if this isn't your theory, don't worry. We also do research. We will be digging up on facts and stuff, but it is important that we really look at everything and have the ability to discern. So nothing I shared with you tonight, including any video, proved that Brian was part of any of it, nor does it prove that Steve did anything, nor does it prove that the victims are alive. Because there is no fact in anything that I am presenting, it is only words on paper. Once somebody does their research and finds evidence to support this, they can suggest it as a fact. I am presenting an email that anybody could make up with knowing what they know out there. But I wanted to make sure and share it with you guys because everybody was like, I want to see the email. And I'm like, really? Because it's really long. Robin Davis Ducksworth says, I am rewatching this again immediately and congratulations on such a huge viewership on last night's video. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Robin. Thank you. Brognado, say, I'm so confused. This just gets worse and worse. Well, you would definitely have to watch this video from the beginning. This is an explosive night, Claire Lewis Davis. So, you guys, before I go, I think I figured out some information regarding a possible serious motive in the Madeline Soto case with Stephen Stearns. And so I would like to gather tomorrow night and we look at the Madeline Soto case. She was just 13 years old, found dead. Her mom worked at Walt Disney and, you know, that case has got me. So I have some stuff I want to go over, get your opinion, but I'm like, that very well could be the exact motive and why the exact timing happened when it did, just after her birthday. As Wildfire would say, thank you all for joining us. Sherry Cross says, thank you, Mama D. Thank you, my lovely, says Pixie Dot. I love you all. Good night and sweet dreams from Fallon. And I love you guys to the moon and back.